Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker now is enriched with more than 30 years of experience in the freight forwarding, liner shipping, and supply chain business. He currently serves as the Regional Managing Director, West and Central Asia, Maersk. Originally from Ireland, he has been with Maersk for more than 18 years and held positions of importance across Europe, West and East Asia. Friends, please welcome Mr. Richard Morgan, Managing Director, West and Central Asia, Maersk, with a round of applause.
Hello, and a warm welcome to all those who have virtually gathered together to celebrate India's top 500 companies of 2021. I am Richard Morgan, Managing Director, Maersk, West and Central Asia, and I am delighted to be speaking today on Dun & Bradstreet's platform and in front of the top corporates of India. Before we get started, I would like to extend my warm regards to all of you who have in some way or another been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Even though I'm based out of Dubai, there's not been a single day in the last few months when I've not thought about the people of India and the hardships that all of you have undergone. And with the bravery, tenacity, and faith that have always characterized Indian people. You came together and faced the challenges in great empathy for one another, and thus overcame most of the hardships in a way that is hard to imagine for someone who has not experienced it firsthand. India has risen as a key market and country, not only for us in Maersk, but for the global economy. It has become a source of the most inventive and ingenious human talent. India is a land of opportunity, and each one of you is the driving force behind the potential of this nation. Being an integrator of container logistics and handling important volumes and key routes for imports and exports in and out of India to the rest of the world, we at Maersk are fully aware of how important India is for global trade. This is not only from the perspective of the manufacturing sector, but also from a technological point of view, with the innovations that India brings to the world. Its talented and thriving people, with their particular variety of ethnics, cultures, and beliefs, characterized by resilience, faith, and adaptability, which is demonstrated in the way that the whole system functions. Every time I hear a success story from India, it firms up my belief that this really is the country that can achieve great things. Challenges in the current global situation over the past year and a half, the world has changed. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought upon us unprecedented challenges. It's changed the way the world operates and taught us lessons that will be passed on for generations to come. We have seen the world almost coming to a standstill, health systems crumbling, people living in fear, and the global economy being threatened. In these tough conditions, we had a role to play in keeping global supply chains running, enabling trade, and protecting economies. Throughout the pandemic, we had our vessels sailing, our ports and terminals functioning, and our warehouses operating, ensuring that the flow of goods around the world did not stop. The challenges were many: scarcity of manpower, physical limitations due to social distancing, restrictions on travel, imbalances in demand versus supply, and so on. However, right at the beginning, as the pandemic took hold, we set ourselves three priorities: protecting our people, serving our customers, and helping society fight the virus. These priorities emerged out of the values that are deeply embedded within us. To safeguard our employees, we shifted to working from home from almost all of our offices around the world. With a workforce of 80,000 employees, it was not an easy task to have an IT infrastructure that could take the stress of thousands of employees beginning to work remotely. I don't think I'd be exaggerating if I said that we almost quadrupled our VPN capacity in just a matter of days. We rolled out policies to help and support employees working from home. For example, during the second wave, when essential stores in Mumbai were only open until 11 a.m., Our leadership team consciously decided that we would not schedule any virtual meetings and calls before 11 a.m. That was to give our employees the necessary bandwidth to tackle their household chores before they began their workday. To support our customers and to ensure that they have access to everything that they need, we rolled out a number of digital solutions. At Maersk, the digital transformation started long before COVID struck, but with the pandemic accelerated the transformation. What would have taken 3 to 4 years was accomplished in a matter of months. Today, we have established a digital ecosystem that allows our customers to get quotations, book shipments with instant confirmation, track their goods, even make payments and complete digital documentation from the convenience of their offices or homes. Every product, every service that we rolled out has been centered around the requirements of our customers. We have been more agile and resilient than ever. We adjusted our network of vessel sailings. We moved empty containers from one country to another where they were in higher demand. We sped up supply chains for crisis essential goods while slowing it down for commodities that were not in demand. Finally, while doing all of this, we never lost sight of what society needed. We undertook innumerable social activities to support communities and help them fight the virus. We distributed PPE kits, food and essentials to the needy. We conducted medical and hygiene drives to educate people about the illness and how to protect themselves from it. We even transported vital medical aid on our vessels for a nominal fee of $1. Maersk's commitment to ESG and sustainability as a fully integrated business priority. So talking of the pandemic also brings me to the theme for today that revolves around ESG. If the ongoing pandemic has taught us anything, it is the urgency with which we need to stay focused on ESG. The extent of disruptions that external factors can have on our businesses show us that we ought to be prepared for even the toughest challenges. What the corporate world has seen during the pandemic is that the organizations who had ESG as a management priority were able to protect their people better. They were able to support communities in a more meaningful way, and they ultimately showed strong economic performance too. In a way, embedded ESG priorities have made organizations more resilient, safeguarding themselves better against the pandemic and the challenges that came with it. Our priorities in our businesses, our transformations, our goals keep us busy. But without sustainability being at the top of our agenda, we can neither do justice to our business nor to the society for whom we do business. At Maersk, we updated our sustainability priorities last year to further integrate them into our business strategy. Our approach to sustainability is to take responsibility in line with our values and commitments, and to assume a leadership position on global issues where we have the necessary competencies and leverage that we can make a real difference. What we are also seeing is that our customers expect us to demonstrate high levels of ESG. They are elevating their expectations for sustainable products. They look to us to deliver decarbonized and increasingly responsible supply chain solutions. Almost 3 out of 4 of our key clients seriously consider sustainability in their supply chains, and 90 of our top 200 customers have set or are in the process of setting ambitious, science-based, zero carbon targets. ESG is moving from the niche confines of socially responsible investments to a focus on financially material impacts that matter to mainstream investors. ESG is increasingly becoming an important metric for investors, along with the financial factors for evaluating investments. With sustainable development being the desirable result of what we want to do, we at Maersk are making efforts to incorporate ESG issues into the analysis of our business performance as a whole. Ultimately, investors are looking to safeguard their interests, Commitment towards strong ethics and ESG gives them the confidence they are looking for. For us, for example, climate change is a key priority. We believe we have a responsibility towards society and our customers to reduce our carbon footprint. And therefore, we have a clear goal of decarbonisation. We want to achieve carbon neutral shipping by 2050. We are taking concrete steps, like putting the world's first carbon neutral vessel on the ocean in 2023. And this is not limited to our core activities. We are also recycling our end-of-life vessels in the most sustainable manner at Alang in India. We have established responsible ship recycling standards that are in fact better than some of the globally accepted standards. We are also reporting on these recycling activities in the most transparent manner, and this has earned us higher ESG ratings too. Over the last years, we have matured well in terms of ESG becoming an integrated part of our strategy, and this is something that needs to be noted by Indian corporations too. It's never too late to start prioritizing sustainability. I am aware that the Indian government is pushing for foreign investment and to ensure that the influential global funds make it to Indian companies, there must be widespread and serious adoption of ESG. There are enough proof points now that show embedding ESG into internal practices and along the value chain helps organizations mitigate risk arising from climate change, poor governance, and worker exploitation. This is the resilience that investors look to reward with higher valuations. There will be mandatory requirements for disclosures around ESG, but what is more important is the willingness of corporates to embed ESG within their strategies and operations without it being mandated. India will then benefit from the global funds that the Indian economy requires to get past the $5 trillion mark. It is in your hands to make the difference for a better future for us all. Our environment, our society, and the people we work for. It is not something that should be mandated. It is something that should come from within. And with that, I would like to conclude my keynote for today, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the other dignitaries have to say. Once again, you are India's top business leaders, and I hope that you will continue making a positive impact in your respective businesses and industries. Thank you very much.